What's up, everybody? Dalton from Savage Gaka Gaming here, and today we have quite the game to talk about. So this morning I rolled credits on a particular RPG game that I've been playing the past couple weeks, actually, since I picked it up from GameStop, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses. What a game. I fell in love with this game immediately. When I was at GameStop, I think I mentioned this in the last video, but I'm going to say it again because Homeboy deserves a shout out. The guy at GameStop deserves a beer from me, or a joint, or whatever his preference might be. He told me that this was like Persona, but in Hogwarts with swords. I was sold. I mean, Persona 5, I'm going to get into that another time. I think I ranted about it a little bit in the last video. It is pretty much the greatest game of all time, but yeah, that's besides the point. So, to get started, you play as Byleth. Well, that's the canon name. And you have a choice to be a boy or a girl. I went boy. And I'm not going to get into too much of the storyline because I really don't want to spoil. I'm really big about it. If a game is really good with a really good story, you don't want to spoil it for people because that's just shitty to do, right? So, you learn certain things about your past. I'm trying to be very vague about it, and you end up doing some battles. You impress Lady Rhea, and she brings you in her Church of Saros, in like this monastery type place, to be a professor. And you get a chance to meet all the students before you have to choose a house that you would like to be the professor of. And you have the Blue Lions with Dimitri, you have the Golden Deer with Claude, and you have the Black Eagles with Edelgard. And it's all preference. You know, it's going to be which students that you relate to the most, which ones you'd like to know. Now, do not fret, because once you pick a house and you raise the skills that certain students are interested in, you can bring them over to your class. Now, that being said, getting to know your students. This game did a masterful job of developing relationships between the students themselves and you and your students, and you get to have a love interest if that's your type of thing. I went with Petra, but you know, to each their own. She is bae, though, just saying. The battle system is I'm trying to think of a good game to compare it to. Maybe Disgaea, Final Fantasy Tactics, almost like chess in a way, you know, strategy-based RPGs. And it's phenomenal. There's two different play modes. There is classic mode and casual mode. Now, full disclosure, I played through on casual mode, and now, knowing the story of the game and how it works and everything, I can't even begin to think about playing this game on classic mode, because in classic mode, if your students die, they die. They're gone forever. And my goodness, that would absolutely break my heart, because I became so attached to my class. The story has a couple turns, twists. It is just so well done. There's I don't know how much more I can say about it. This game, there is fishing. One thing against this game is you cannot pet the doggos and kitties, which disappointed me. But other than that, this game is phenomenal. If I had to give it a rating, I would say probably 8.5, 9. It's up there. The story just blew me away. The character development, absolutely phenomenal. The battles, the gameplay. I will say this, it was my first foray into the Fire Emblem series, and I know I've read and heard from people that this is a big jump from other Fire Emblem series as far as the more Persona-like stuff. But with the battle system and everything, I am really looking forward to trying some of the other Fire Emblem games now. I think I have some on my Super Nintendo Classic that I have over there hacked. All in all, I recommend this game. It is not in the factory seal terms, it is not 1 out of 5 stars. It is not shit. It is the tip of the nipples. And I hope you guys have a good day today. Make it rock.